Has anyone ever asked you to stop doing something and you didn't see anything wrong with it? Check out Man Talk next. Okay, so this could be your wife, although we're not looking to throw wives under the bus.
It's a good thing.
We shouldn't talk about wives. But if you ever asked or someone ever asked you to stop doing something and you thought, oh man, I don't see anything wrong with that, but they asked you to stop anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough one to,
how do you respond to that?
Yeah, when I'm convicted to do so, I'll do that. Would be a good way to answer it. Another way that I've done in the past is, no, I'm not doing that. Or
okay.
I might not even say it out loud. I might just say, no, I'm not doing that.
How do you determine whether, like, hey, I need evidence or I need some sort of rationale to explain why I should stop? Or do you just go, hey, if you ask, I'll stop?
Depends on who it is.
Okay. So it's all about relationship or maybe authority.
Yeah.
Because have you ever gone to the airport and you'll see the the list of things and they'll say you can't bring a knife or whatever. Like, do you carry a pocket knife ever?
I do.
Okay.
I have one in my pocket right now.
All right. So have you ever forgotten about it?
Yeah, I've lost 2 knives.
Did you ever get in an argument with them and just say, hey, what's wrong with the pocket knife? Come on, guys.
I didn't. Actually, there's a story. I had one of those little Swiss Army knives.
Yeah.
And I loved my Swiss Army knife.
Right.
So I went out and in the planter, out in the park, by the
I know
parking
you're
lot,
going.
I buried my pocket knife there.
That's genius.
And then when I went back out there, I found 3.
No.
I swear, I found.
So you
3
didn't bury it
more knives.
there.
No, I found my knife.
Yeah.
Plus 2 others.
Oh, that's
other people had put it there.
right. That's I mean they're doing the same thing as you.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's and so you went on your trip, came back, found it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Somehow I remembered that I had done that.
Man, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So.
All right. Hey, you get good tips here at Man Talk
You just
right now.
never know what you're going to get. Duct tape, jackknives.
Right, exactly. Hiding things in pots. That's good. Well, here's where I'm at like this. I think that sometimes, and this can happen spiritually, and it can happen in relationships, a lot of times with our wives, they'll tell you to do something or ask you to do something, or however you want to pleasantly say that, or God will ask you or tell you to do something. And you'll want to argue over why that should be a problem. Like, why do you have a problem with this? And it's not a big deal. And I don't see why you would want me to get rid of something. Instead of thinking, well, if I want a stronger relationship with my wife, a stronger relationship with my God, this is what will make them happy. And because that's more important and that's the path I want to go on, then I'm okay with quitting this.
Yeah, so it goes back to our point of on relationship. If I want to please my wife, I want to please God. Sometimes there are people that just plain, they may care, but we don't have a relationship with them. So it sounds like a dogma. They're being dogmatic about it. And this is what you must do. No more, you should not eat anything that has milk in it. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, I get it, but that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person if I do.
Well, and that's what happens. I think you can find when someone has a weak argument, when they ask you to do something and you question it, or maybe you're not going to do it right away, and then they play that card like, you're making me cry, or the angels are weeping right now. And I know. I'm not trying to be funny. I've heard. Right, have you not heard that?
Absolutely. From friends, that just have.
Yeah, it's just a weak argument. Like, I'm going to try and manipulate you now through fear or through some emotion to stop when you wouldn't, do it on your own. And I think that's weak. But coming back around to us, right? Mm-hmm. There are things that we can choose not to do because the goals that we have trump them. So let me give you an example. I don't know if you've ever, he's kind of famous for his preparation. By the way, Tom Brady, as we're recording this, had has retired. He retired this week,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's kind of a big thing. But what he doesn't, I don't know if he'll change his diet now that he's done. But here's some of the things that, if you wanted to be as successful as Tom Brady, if you wanted to follow his preparation, let's say you had, and that would result.
What is he, 44 years old?
Right.
And
Right now, and at the time of this recording, he's 44 years old. Just threw for more passing yards than anyone else in the league this last year. If he would have had a better offensive line, probably it would have made it at least to the championship game. I mean, this guy has not fallen off. I mean,
He's still at the top of the
retired.
game.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He could change his mind and come back next year and still be top 5 quarterback. Easy. No one doesn't agree. I guess there might be somebody out there, but everyone pretty much agrees he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Okay.
And it's not even close.
Right.
This is what that matters more than this. Okay.
Okay.
So tell me if you're cool with this life. No bread. Okay. He doesn't eat dairy.
Okay.
He doesn't consume alcohol. He doesn't consume caffeine. He tries not to even consume anything processed, right? So no fast food.
Wow.
Nothing like that. No corn, no soy, no tofu, if
Wow.
you're a tofu guy.
Yeah.
No sugar,
Wow.
no trans fats. Some even fruits and vegetables that are nightshades are off limits, as are certain oils.
Like for what's a nightshade?
Well, like a
fruit?
tomato,
Okay.
right? That's a nightshade. So, yeah. So that's what he eats. That's his life. Would you be interested in that type of food?
Well, some of those I'm already there.
Exactly.
But he's decided in his mind and his heart, this is the way that he stays healthy
yeah.
in order to attain the
Right.
this greatness and being able to be a quarterback in the North American division.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
In the
No, to be in the
NFL.
Patriot. Yeah. So that's what he does.
Could you do it?
Well, here's the thing: is
Would.
I would
yeah.
want something more than that. So that's what I'm
Right,
saying
yeah.
is there's trade-offs, right? Like there are certain things, to your point, that I don't do, because like I don't drink alcohol.
Right.
Why? Because I want to have a sound mind. I want to honor God. I want to honor my father or my family and my father for that matter.
It's hard enough. It's hard enough to make good decisions not under the influence of alcohol.
Right. More than I want that more than if it was a taste thing or if it was I like the buzz. Or I want that more, right? Mm-hmm. But and here's the thing is that those types of things, alcohol, drugs, those types of things, I feel like it's easy enough for us to say, of course you don't do that. But some of these other things, would you stop eating soy, or would you stop eating, something of that nature because you wanted something more? It reminds me of this text. So there's this text with in 1 Corinthians 10, verses, I'm just going to read 23 and 24, but verse 23 first. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. So Paul is saying here that I'm not arguing with you that it's legal. Mm-hmm. I'm saying it's not profitable. Mm-hmm. So to your,
big difference.
Yeah. So for instance, watching the game might not be illegal, but if watching the game causes your wife or your children to not feel loved, or there be a disconnect in your marriage, is that football game worth more than your marriage?
Right. Yeah. Okay. To that point is, 15, 20 years ago or so, I just felt that I knew that watching sports was taking me down a wrong path. And so I don't watch sport. I kind of keep up on it by reading about it now and then, but I don't watch them anymore. Not that it's bad. It's just the direction that I want to go with my life. That was something I had to go. Mm-hmm. And so
Yeah.
good.
So, but if someone came up to you and argued whether, sports were bad or good, like that's not the point.
Right, exactly.
That's what's intriguing. And then look at the next verse in 24. It says, let no one, of 1 Corinthians 10, verse 24, let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor. So on top of that, what Paul's saying is this thing in and of itself, I'm not arguing whether it's good or bad, but I'm saying it might not, A, get you to your goals, and B, if it's causing your neighbor to have an issue or it's messing them up, you should love your neighbor more than that.
Yes.
Wow.
Double-edged sword on that, right?
Yeah.
What's good for us, what's good for other people.
Yeah, and so I mean, you see this with your kids all the time. I have a 7-year-old, and so I'm asking her to do something, and she'll start to justify her action, like, what's wrong with this? And what I'm saying is, I'm not arguing over whether this is right or wrong. I'm asking you to choose me over that. And sometimes that's what Jesus does. He's like, look, I want you to choose me over that.
Amen. Yeah. It's a tough decision sometimes. When you were reading that, I was kind of going back earlier. 1 Corinthians 10 is just a good one to read.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But here's a verse, saying, hey, I can't make that change. It's too difficult for me, or my bloodlines are
right.
Of such that I'm prone to that. It says here, therefore this is in 1 Corinthians 10:12, therefore let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man, but God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape that you may be able to bear it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we make that decision to make that, the Lord is with us, even though
right.
it may seem really, really difficult. May not be on the same strand, but it definitely is connected to what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So here's your challenge this week. We want you to analyze things in your life that maybe you feel like it's best for you to move on from, or maybe you feel God is sensing you to make those changes. Don't follow the devil's train of thought and try and justify yourself and try to say, well, hey, what's wrong with this? Mm-hmm. But just simply do it because you love God and you're going to choose him first.
Like you said, let no one seek his own, but each one the other's well-being.
Right.
That's selfishness. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Well, hey, this is Man Talk. Thanks for watching. And remember, at Man Talk, we love God.
We love everybody.
And duct tape, my friend.
It fixes everything.
Fixes everything. Have a great day.
See ya.